Well, this is Cabin Conversations, a regular podcast at Woodlands Church. We missed last week then too. We did. It was Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And that's why we say regular, because you never know. It's a surprise.
Hold on.
Podcast.
You don't say it's regular, you never know. Then it's by
irregular?
definition not regular. But it is a regular podcast.
It's regular as opposed to weekly.
Yes. We used to say a weekly podcast. And then we changed it to, but maybe we should say an irregular
I like
podcast.
regular. Yeah.
Just owning the fact that you don't know.
This is going to be a long one today, I think.
It's a surprise. I do think, we are coming from the context that we used to say weekly, and now we're calling it regular because it's definitely not weekly.
No.
But it's regular enough that you can call it regular, but the opposite of regular is irregular.
Yeah.
And we're a little irregular as well.
Just lately.
Yeah. I mean, here and there.
It's 5 seasons. We're getting older. It's a little.
We need some more rest, nap time.
So,
snuggle up for a long winter's nap.
Guest this week, our holy guest is
Come on.
the senior pastor, Jon Uten.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, thrilled to have you on again.
That's great.
And we got to talk about hope. We get to start Advent.
We do.
So Jon, you said at church too, and we'll get into a question in just a minute. But you said at church that you're not you haven't practiced Advent in the past. It's a higher church calendar situation thing.
Right.
You're a Baptist by trade.
By birth, yes. I was born a Baptist.
What has been your experience sitting in and entering into this season a little bit intentionally in that way?
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I'll know more after I've gone through it, but I think as I've leaned into the Advent and leaned into that preparation part, I think it just reminds us of the anticipation of who Jesus is. Even just this last week, thinking about anticipating his coming, the second coming, and the posture we get to have in that, and thinking about that was also where the Israelites were, waiting for Jesus, and it just got me kind of thinking about when Jesus is going to return, and excited about that. And so the Advent for Jesus has pushed me to think about the other Advent coming, So I think that's part of it. I also think it just reminds us of some richness of the church and doing something together. I'm excited that we're doing activities and doing these things together as a church, because I think when we're moving together, we're learning together, and the Lord just tends to move in those moments. So I like that a lot.
I'm curious, piggybacking off of that, because I just made a connection. Whitney, what is your family's? You're a highly intentional person. You're highly intentional in Advent and in practicing those things. And I figure that you would have taken one of the cards for your family activities.
Yes.
It doesn't really apply to your family now that I think about it.
Not really.
Can you talk about that?
What, that we don't have really windows to
or people out. Going past your house that you can affirm or anything like that.
I mean, so we took the card, and I did get the markers because I think it's a beautiful idea. And we have the reality of our house is the whole south bit of our great room is windows. So it could be really cool.
And you have people in your home on a regular basis, right?
Yeah.
You're young adult.
In there. And just the fact that nobody would see our beautiful, probably not beautiful artwork. Brian is the artist in our family, and then Sophie's second, and I'm like the caboose, the 17 back. I'm not very artistic. I'm straight lines, and I can do that.
You're a math person.
I'm a math person. Give me if you want me to draw a building, I can draw it with triangles and rectangles. You
can figure the slope of the line, but maybe not draw it.
Yeah, right.
Perfect.
But I mean, even so to tie that activity is just it could be just a prompt and an idea, right? It doesn't have to be you turning something off because of noise. It doesn't have to be the only thing that you do. It's just a prompt or an idea to think about what it means to have hope in this season, and then how do you take that to your neighborhood. So just because my neighborhood's different doesn't mean I have to throw out the activity altogether, right? And so a couple years ago, we Sophie's has been and is now really into baking. So this year it could work really well. We made Christmas candies and brought them to our neighbors, and just hey, our names are, here's some stuff for you. Nice to meet you. to do that again this year,
Yeah.
That's an easy shift for us to say.
Right.
We don't have windows that we can like bless people and
Yeah.
shine light through, but we can show up to our
Right.
neighbors. It's like whatever our block is. So
And
That's cool.
I think that's really the invitation with these activities is how do we, I like the tactile element.
Mhm.
Like how do we do something physically and in community, whatever. And I think you did a really good job on Sunday saying, or maybe like some life, it could be your group, it could be your your friend, roommate. That was you, John, wasn't it?
It was both of us, actually, yeah.
But just do it together in some way that provides some reflective space. And if it's not this activity, something else. Like how can you provide hope? And then again, with the whole concept, we're saying from our living room at Woodlands Church to your living room, but then how do you say from your living room to someone else's? How do we continue this missional concept of saying hope is here? Hope has a name. And what a blessing that is. So.
There's a really neat connection last night. We had our young adult Christmas party last night because it's always just the first Monday of the month. And so it was kind of a packed night. It was going to be Christmas party, London recap, and then some kind of activity. And the practices we're doing this year in young adults is community, service, and witness. And so I didn't realize this until we were in the midst of it last night. We had the London team to do a recap, and then it was like, okay, we know service and witness are coming, and we're practicing community right now. Pack up these little hot cocoa things. Think about somebody in the community that you're rubbing shoulders with already. Write a little note, just saying hello, just like starting a bridge. But then to like reflect back on London, that's a prime tactic for some of these church planters in London, is they are in charge of a council estate. Like they're planting a church on a council estate, which means it's 4 or 5 buildings that are 4 to 10 stories high, filled with flats of people, and it's like in one city block. So tons of people, and their strategy is to just go knock on doors and create relationship and pray for somebody if they can. It's actually one that like they'll let you in. It's a very different context kind of than what we would probably think about. But then 3 weeks later, go back and be like, that thing we prayed about, how to turn out and maintain relationship. And so I was like, oh, we talked about that for the London team. Now our young adults have these little packets to go bring to their neighbor, that could be their activity. It doesn't have to be.
I'm pretty sure that that's the Advent activity for this upcoming week too. Peace.
Okay.
It's like what's peace? What's peaceful?
Sure,
It's a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or kind of that sort of thing. I'm pretty sure it's that. It's one of the 4 weeks. I'm trying to remember which one it was.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But how do you create missional opportunities then and handing these things out? So
And just bridges into people, into people's lives. Like, how do I create relationship with people?
intentionally building relationships. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Brian was like, make sure you grab one of those cards. I'm like, I got it, but we're going to have to change it a little bit.
That's all right.
But also even just the idea of like lighting a candle and sitting with Isaiah 9.
Right.
Like it can be as simple as that. It doesn't, if you don't have markers and you don't have time, I don't think these things aren't they're meant to serve your family, not the other way around.
Yes.
You're not meant to serve the thing.
they are made for you. You are not,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to paraphrase Jesus on the Sabbath.
Right.
So
Yeah. But I love that we're doing it. I love it.
we have a
That's
question for
thing.
you, John.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it's going to be for both of you. This or that, gingerbread or chocolate mint?
Oh, chocolate mint.
Yeah, chocolate mint.
Really? Not gingerbread.
All the time.
Christmas cookie
Yeah.
or Christmas candy?
Ooh,
Trying to think of Christmas candies.
it's those little peppermints.
Like the peppermint
the
bark.
peppermint with
Or
the
caramel?
with
Homemade
the
caramels?
ooh, what toffee?
Toffee?
Yeah,
That would be candy for me.
yeah.
Not a
I'd
cookie.
take candy.
Christmas cookie.
I agree with you.
Christmas cookies are boring.
Have you had gingerbread or molasses cookies?
Just a second.
They're boring.
Long time family tradition at the Uden household is making Christmas cookies.
Uh-huh.
Like to
Yeah.
my great grandmother type of a thing.
Ooh, that's
yeah.
fun.
Like so, like it's a long one that we've always-
Generational tradition.
generational tradition that I think I've killed it on accident.
Oh, no.
But I'm trying. It's just
Resurrect
it's
it.
getting hard because we moved away and so on and so forth.
Yes.
But we would always
it
make.
was a family thing.
Yeah,
Like
we
you
would
did
have
it together.
grandma would have all the grandkids
Extended
over.
family. Yeah.
And then when my mom would do the same thing, and we had
Yeah.
all the grandkids over. And then now we're kind of separated and spread out, and so we kind of do it on our own a little bit more now. But there's a recipe. We use the same recipe,
Yeah.
and we make Christmas cookies.
Are they beautiful or are they like definitely homemade frosted
They're mostly
cookies.
edible.
Okay.
And,
That's how I would describe Christmas cookies.
Yeah, and-
mostly edible.
and part of the time is you're just eating the cookie dough while you're making Christmas cookies. And so that's,
What kind of Christmas cookies did you grow up with?
I don't know.
I had fantastic
They're
ones.
generally sugar cookies, right?
Well,
That's
pretty much.
I don't like sugar cookies.
with icing.
amen, right?
do all
Sugar
the other
cookies with
things.
icing. So,
Yeah.
and I like gingerbread, and I like molasses cookies. Like all of
peanut
those are
butter
fine.
blossoms.
Yeah, those are good.
Those aren't
So
really, are
there's-
those Christmas cookies?
They are for us. They're
Okay.
our tradition.
There's lots of good things.
That's the funny thing. It's
Yeah.
like when you think about what's Christmas candy and what's Christmas cookies,
Yep.
it kind of depends on your family tradition, right?
Do
Someone
you
asked,
make peanut butter blossoms any other time of the year?
We make them all the time.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, Annie loves making peanut butter blossoms.
someone asked me,
I'll bring you one for you next
what
week.
what kind of
Say Merry
Christmas
Christmas.
movies do you watch? They asked, and I said, well, the classics like Home Alone and Elf, and they're like, classics changes generation.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like, okay,
It's not the same.
yeah, fair enough. So same with cookies, same with
Okay, well,
experiences.
The next one is Frosty or Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Yeah, Rudolph,
Hot
So much
chocolate,
tension,
hot cocoa, or eggnog.
hot cocoa. I don't like eggnog at all. My kids love it.
I would
do
have
not.
guessed that. You don't strike me as an eggnog person.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
It means I'm
actually.
high character.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I don't know why I make this all about that. sort of
Around
stuff, so.
Christmas, I would actually say eggnog.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because there's something Christmassy about eggnog with a little nutmeg on top.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you made an eggnog latte yet?
I have had an eggnog latte, but
He is not a fan.
I like my eggnog
Not so
really,
much-
really cold.
Cold.
Yeah,
Yeah, heated. It changes the game.
I bet it does.
That was my.
I should try it again. I haven't had
Mhm.
eggnog in years.
Mhm.
This is one of those things I just decided I didn't like.
hmm
You
But-
should find somebody that knows how to make homemade eggnog
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
would trust. You know how to make homemade eggnog?
No, that just got me thinking. What is eggnog actually made out of?
Egg.
Milk and egg. There's actually that's why you
Just
need to
milk
trust
and
them
egg?
because it's raw egg.
Yeah, it's raw egg.
Uh-huh.
Kind of wondering why I like.
But not a
eggnog
yolk, right?
now.
It's egg white, or is there a yolk
Yolk.
involved?
I think it's yolk. I don't think it's white.
Dear listeners, podcast at
Please help us.
woodlandschurch.org.
Comment
Anybody know?
down
Can we
below
trust you?
a good eggnog recipe, and we'll see what happens.
What is going on? We need
We'll
we
find it
need
out.
data, or this is also why Google exists, I believe.
Dave,
So-
do you have an Advent? Like, what have you done for
Um,
preparing for Christmas in the past? And would you call it Advent?
we did a slow and sacred Advent for a number of years where we
Okay.
would do a number of different activities each week in reflection or preparation for that. Honestly, and this is going to be this is counterproductive because what Advent should be is an intentional slowing of a season to reflect.
Mhm.
And I would say in the past few years, our life has felt so fast and full
Mhm.
that it's been like a race until Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
we haven't gotten to Advent because we haven't been intentional enough in it.
Right.
And even just saying that reminds me that Advent is the opposite of that. It should
Mhm.
produce intentionality in order to create what we want.
I think one of the hard parts, and this is a helpful line that comes from practicing the way with our young adults, is that when you're starting something new, it's like, don't just add more, take away.
Mhm.
And how do you do that in December? That's really like,
Yeah.
it's all about, there's so many more things in December. And then you're trying to add this Advent piece in, which is just, it's like full on opposite ends of the spectrum, what you're trying to do. But like, yeah.
Where and when and how do you create that space? And so it would be, I think, going into next year, if Heather and I sat down and we're really intentional, it would be saying something like, okay, we're not going to do friends after church on Sunday. We're going to create that's going to be family space, and we're going to have some activities that can help us reflect on the story of Advent, but can also help us just enjoy being together as a family. So saying no, it's the hard, and this is just the hard thing about parenting, is that anytime you say no to things your kids want, you're just creating, that, it's intentional, but
Even in that, could you, if the friends are there after church, could you invite them into it?
yeah. Well, our favorite thing is when our kids go to friends' houses after church.
Yeah.
So,
That happens.
yeah.
But if
By the way, can my son come over to your house after church on Sunday?
Probably.
Sweet. Awesome.
you farm them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I was going to ask you the same question, but you asked
I
first.
got it first.
Yeah.
And on
shoot.
air too.
Yeah.
So it's great.
It's recorded. I think one of the things that I appreciate when I look back at growing up with my parents is they, this even happened over Thanksgiving where I have nephews now that are 16, and they had a buddy that came over, and he was like over for nearly the full Thanksgiving weekend. Like Soph and I got haircuts Oh, and my nephew got a haircut. Nolan, his buddy, also got a haircut by my mom. Like he was just there hanging out, having meals with us. And then it got me thinking about growing up with my parents. Our house was like the fun place to come, not necessarily because we had all the fun stuff in the backyard. I don't know why people came. And maybe it just was the way that my mom and dad created a space of hospitality for people. But my friends got invited to do things that they wouldn't have done otherwise.
Yeah.
So like going camping. So many of my friends got to go camping because they came with us.
Wow.
Fire in the backyard. I don't know, just things that were unique to my family that they opened the door to and didn't say just our family. And we had plenty of that too. I think they did a good job, and I don't know how they did that. I should ask. But yeah, leaving this weekend, I was like, man, my parents have done that for my entire life, and they're doing it now for my nephews, for their grandkids. So it's just a unique place where you can invite kids into sometimes too that wouldn't otherwise experience that.
And turn regular patterns into missional patterns. Right. So it is profoundly.
It could be a regular pattern for you, and all of a sudden it turns missional when you just say, hey, there's a seat here for you.
And it's profoundly missional when you do it just as your family, right? When I'm discipling my kids, that's mission.
Right.
But when I can include other kids who maybe don't know or have the same patterns or rhythms, they can also be. So, yeah.
There's a cost to it too, though. Like there's not just family time, but like my parents fed a lot of kids.
Sure.
A lot more kids than what they had. So and a lot of different meals, a lot of different ways. But yeah.
Hope week 1.
Hope week 1.
And kind of the regular pattern in this series is reflecting hope has come, hope will come, hope for today. So it's first Advent, second Advent. So Christ's inauspicious birth, Christ's glorious return, Christ's current presence with us. And we'll go through that with peace and joy and love as well. Which of those 3, Whitney, for you, hope has come, hope will come, hope is here, or hope for today?
I'm going off of the anticipated, fulfilled, and for today. And if you think about anticipated, there's been just a very short period of human history where it hasn't been anticipated, right? Like from the fall until Christ, it's something we've been anticipating, something that's going to happen. Right. Christ is here for 33 odd years, and then now we're anticipating again. Humans have been waiting in eager anticipation for a really long time, and it's just like the natural state of us is to be waiting.
Right.
And be waiting without hope is really bleak.
Yeah.
So I think that was like when you started talking about anticipation, you leaned on the Israelites a little bit.
Yep.
And I was like, wait, we're anticipating still.
Yep.
Like this has been true for a really long time, forever. It's been, and even in Christ's life, they were still anticipating throughout his life until it was like the moment where he's risen and he's like, all right, do the thing. I'm out. So
yeah, and you can go through lots of different stories of waiting for when the Israelites were in slavery, waiting for freedom from that, or waiting in the desert, or waiting. There's so much waiting in the Bible, and what does it produce? This is also another interesting. This is kind of the anticipation. So mine would be hope anticipated. Is that what is it producing in us as we wait on the Lord? And it produces focus, because if you're waiting for something, you're thinking about it, you're excited about it, you want it to happen. It produces some zeal, for that day when He returns. So there's so many. I love the hope anticipated that Jesus is coming, and are we ready? And what are we doing to anticipate that hope?
And you referenced Simon too.
Simeon
and Anna.
That was you had a question in like, just imagine this guy's life. He's
Imagine
told he's going to see the Christ.
Yep.
And then imagine what it looks like from then on. Like what does it mean to be waiting hopefully for Simeon?
I mean, he's like waking up and he's like, is it today? And what's he did he expect it to be a baby?
I had the same question.
It wasn't really clear to him, probably from his perspective.
There's a child is coming, but then it talks about government on his shoulders. And so you're like, like, do you actually
Yes.
expect the baby to show up, or do you expect the child to grow up into a human that can have
Yeah, like be a
wear the weight
coordinated
of some of
king or
this?
something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
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 And he's
I had the same question.
he's waiting and waiting, and it says he's righteous and devout. And I'm just can't wait to meet Simeon and just talk to him about that. It'll be fun.
You had I think maybe it was a throwaway line, but I wrote it down. Jon, he didn't know what would happen, but he knew what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that sums up so much of even what we wait for, like some of the anticipation that we know what we're waiting
Yeah.
for, but we don't know we don't have so many specifics of what it's actually going to look like.
Yeah, that's like the
We know
hope
what we're
part,
waiting for,
right?
though. Yeah.
I mean, again, like when we think about hope in our world, we think about hope like wishful thinking, like, man, I really hope I get a Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas, that kind of a thing.
Classic Christmas.
Right?
Yeah, poke your eye out with that.
Exactly. But that's not what the hope that we have. He knew, he was hopeful. He was excited about it, looking forward to it. I think that might be a better way to think of it. Looking forward to is the type of hope that we have in Jesus. And Simeon was looking forward to the consolation of Israel, which is the comfort of Israel. And then he gets to hold the Christ child in his arms, and he worships God. I mean, he's holding a baby, worshiping. That just blows my mind.
Yeah.
That had to have been a wild scene. I mean, that was the day that he woke up and got to see the Christ.
Yeah. And then he's like, okay, you can dismiss your servant now.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Done. You can take me tomorrow. I've done everything I want to do.
There are so many complicated characters in Scripture who are both brilliantly, beautifully faithful and also, wickedly evil.
Flawed, yeah.
Simeon is such a pure character, such a faithful.
Yep.
I mean, to be described as righteous and devout, like to just have that be, the tagline that Scripture is going to use to describe you, and then his faithfulness, because I can't imagine he imagined a baby.
No.
I'm not convinced he would have had Isaiah 9 in his mind, even conceptually. He's waiting for. Yeah, but how many then tripped over the stumbling stone of Jesus because he wasn't the political leader? And Simeon doesn't. Simeon he's led by the Spirit into the temple, and so he has some spiritual insight that maybe others don't. But what a beautiful person in Scripture that I look forward to meeting. So, and I loved the challenge too, Jon, that you gave. Like in that anticipation, Simeon then serves as an example for us. Seek to be righteous, seek to be faithful, seek to pursue that which is of the Lord in every aspect while we wait for the Lord. Which will help us to long for Jesus all the more. It is that Romans 7, like who will rescue me? Thanks be to God through Jesus Christ. It helps us anticipate and recognize our need and desperate desire for God, while also, just helping us to walk with Him and towards Him.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Simeon waits and Anna waits, but their waiting isn't just like sitting around twiddling their thumbs. They're not doing nothing while they wait. And the same is true for us. We're not doing nothing while we wait. We're about doing what we're told to do, which is righteousness, and faithfully and consistently following Jesus. And that looks like a lot of things in a lot of seasons. And I forget, there's a phrase that I've heard used around here a little bit about consistency in the same direction.
Long obedience in the same direction.
Long obedience in the
It's
same
Eugene
direction.
Peterson,
Is that
actually.
Eugene Peterson?
Yep.
Great quote. To me, that's faithfulness, right? It's long obedience in the same direction. That's devout that you see in Simeon, and I think in Anna too. So we're not waiting in this Advent season or waiting for Jesus' return and doing nothing with it.
Right.
We are wanting to be obedient in the same direction over long periods of time. And so that's why I like the Simeon
and even
character.
the posture of Simeon then is, I'm wondering if the posture provided him the ability to actually hear the Spirit and not stumble.
Yeah.
That, when if he was this long obedience in the same direction of living. When I think of righteous, it's right, but like I'm living right before God, and I'm living right with other people, before other people, with other people, and devout. That just like that posture provides a space for the Spirit to awaken and reveal what He needs to reveal. Where if I'm not right with God, it makes it harder for the Spirit to be like,
Right.
He can, but
Yeah. Or today's the day.
yeah.
It reminds me of that parable, my favorite parable.
I know your favorite parable.
So you do?
Yeah.
What is it?
Your favorite parable is the one of the unforgiving servant.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic there, though. The one I would describe
that was
as my
sarcasm.
fa- yeah,
It's the
what's your
parable of
least
the
favorite one?
servant and the talents.
the talents. There you go.
Yep.
And it is. It's that the surety of Christ's return motivates us to faithfulness,
Right.
not laziness.
Mm-hmm.
And so if our hope in Christ's second coming is not entire, if it's not complete,
Mm-hmm.
then what are we going to like? That can be lazy.
Hmm.
But when we are sure that our Master is going to return,
Yep.
and when He returns, He's going to invite us to give an account for what we've done with what He's given us.
Wow.
Like not in a scary, terrifying way, but in a let's be faithful to steward that which He has given us.
Yeah.
Then that hope motivates us to action.
Yeah.
So I've heard, that one of the often debates in the free will versus God's sovereignty or Calvinism versus Arminianism debate is which one motivates you to mission more.
Mm.
And Arminians will say, well, Reformed folk, why would you do mission if God's going to accomplish His purpose no matter what?
Right.
Why would you be engaged? And the response is often, I know God is going to accomplish His mission, so I'm going to be all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if if it's up to you to do the work, that's what hope do you have? But when we have the confidence of Christ's return and completion, the hope of that, we are motivated to greater mission and ministry.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and that's where it's the different type of hope. It's not the kind of hope that you're just wishful thinking.
you stressed that really well.
Yeah.
In there, just right out from the outset, that it's not gee whiz. I hope He comes back. I hope he came.
And I can do it here because I'm not doing it in the service. But I wanted to say, and I hope the Packers beat the Bears, but I didn't do it on Sunday.
You could say next week in the podcast, we could say we have peace because
the
Packers beat the Bears. So
we'll see.
Yeah,
What a shaky piece that would be.
It would be a shaky piece.
what a wishful hope. So is that the first? We'll pull the curtain back a little bit. Is that the first sermon illustration you have scrapped because of our little side quest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
So-
actually, no.
No.
I've had other illustrations in my head that were Packers illustrations.
Yep.
But I'm challenging myself to, like you call it a side quest, which is a great way to put it.
That's how you phrase it.
yeah.
So
Well, then it was
I
a really
really
great way to
appreciate
put
this
it.
side quest.
My side quest this year is not to use Packer illustrations at all, like zero. And I came really close this Sunday. I almost did, but
I think it'd
I
be
did.
really funny if the Packers go to the Super Bowl.
this would be the year. Like
So-
this would be and I'm committed to it. So
Yeah.
even if the Packers go to the Super Bowl, I'll be like, no.
Well, and you'd be preaching that Sunday then too, because you preached in January and in February and in March, and so
Right.
you're pretty much
Yeah.
on the docket for
Well,
those.
we're not. I'm just. It's
That's
my
great.
side quest.
That would be fantastic. I love this. I'll support you in the side quest.
You didn't know about my side quest.
You told me, I think, at some point.
Okay.
I don't know.
And now everybody that listens to Cabin Conversations will know
No,
I have a
and
side
appreciate it.
quest
Uh-huh.
to not use Packers illustrations.
Yeah.
Just because let's
That's
challenge ourselves a little bit.
Some people love them, some people don't,
Yeah.
and so we've lived for a number of years.
And you know what?
Gratiating the people who love them.
Yep.
Let's live for a number of years, at least this year,
Yep.
gratiating those who don't.
Woodlands is a place where we love our unity. We love one another, and maybe we should extend hands a little bit more towards our brothers who are of different team allegiances.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. It's a fun side quest, but yeah, I almost
And there's also just a whole population of people that don't care about football in the
Absolutely.
least.
100%.
And so there's some people that love the Packers, some people that don't love the Packers, and then there's a whole bunch of people that are like, I could care less about the Packers
Yeah,
or football. Like, which way does it go?
exactly.
Yep.
It's
So-
And it's true, and I think everyone gives grace when an analogy is used that doesn't directly apply.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But it's it had been harped a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. And so,
It had been overblown, maybe.
yeah.
So,
So it's been fun to make it a side quest. Anyway,
yep. Hope.
I hope to do that. That's a wishful thinking hope is where it's.
Yeah, and hope to continue.
Is there something you guys are hoping for this Advent?
That's a good question. Like, in the Christian hope world, or like in the biblical hope, or
I think of the wishful hope.
You
The wishful
can
hope.
answer that however you want to, John.
Mm-hmm. I hope it's just the season of family that we're in. We're in a season where I have a 19-year-old and an 18-year-old that'll go off to college next year, and I'm just really aware lately of the years are getting shorter, where our families will be together, and so I'm really wishful, hopefully, I'm thinking and wanting just really rich family time, and these could just be some really rich years for us, and they're fleeting, and it's just really aware of it now. I mean, it's always the case. Like we always say, like make the most of every moment and with your kids. But when you get to being able to count them on one hand, then you're mindful of that. So I'm hopeful that we can do that as a family and spend time together.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I think I had mentioned that life is frantic, and that's the story for so many people. For a long time, my interpersonal side quest was to never respond to "How are you?" by saying "busy," just because it's so trite. Like
You like side quests all of a sudden. That's a thing.
yeah,
Okay.
and life feels so full. And my wife was just texting me that everything feels like it's swirling, like everything is just all. And we were just talking a couple of nights ago about how much we just want many nights at home of just quiet, fire, and put the kids to bed and just sit together and just process. And I think using that space and that margin to reflect on these truths of Advent, even if it is just as simple as reading the passage or just sitting in that, but allowing some quiet outside of the crackling fire and just some presence. I think that is something I hope for this Advent. It's silly because someone could easily say, well, Dave, that's a choice. And it is a choice. But I think we also acknowledge the difficulty of that choice.
Hard.
So
it is so hard
in that moment and in each day. So
It's a choice, but I think there's also space to invite the Lord into that, because you could create that space and quiet, and your heart could still be really busy and really full and really frantic.
or heavy, just heavy too.
Yeah. So even I think there's space to both choose it and invite the Lord's peace into that, to calm your mind or heart or whatever it needs to be.
Yeah. And it is like the hope of Christ's second coming is the assurance that the troubles and worries and heavinesses and burdens of today do not last for forever. They do not even define forever. Christ's death and resurrection defines forever, which, yes, was the greatest injustice, the greatest reversal in the history. And so the injustice, the brokenness, the weight, the burdens that we carry or walk through or wrestle with, will be overcome by Christ's resurrection. So hopefully that conglomerate of thought just made sense. But
Did.
Yeah. What about you? What are you hoping for, Whit?
I resonate with what you said, John, but I think like in this moment, I'm not really thinking about the next 3 weeks. I'm reflecting on, we had just a really fantastic Thanksgiving on both sides of the family. Like there's times when extended family tensions, I carry tension in my body. And so when there's tension or there's something happening, it's like my stomach is like being twisted. And we just had 2 fantastic weekends with extended family. We haven't seen them. This fall has been really busy. It's been really full. And so we were home for the whole time. We haven't gone to my parents or to Brian's parents. So to have space and time to be able to do that and then have it be really sweet. I'm sitting thankful right now and hopeful that can be repeated, but I also don't want to be cynical, but it doesn't always happen that way.
Right.
This is sweet because it hasn't been in different ways. So
It's a beautiful gift.
yeah, it is. So I'm sitting in the gift for a little bit, and then I'll be project further, but full right now.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Got another question for you, Jon.
Doing a really
but
great follow-up question.
It's going to be dumb. So, hey, Jon.
Yeah. Hey.
This is just a random question we're going to wrap up with.
Oh, we are.
What's a phrase or a saying that just doesn't make sense to you?
Yeah. So whenever something happens and we just say, well, Bob's your uncle. I don't understand I know what it means. I know how to use it.
But what if Bob is actually my uncle?
Bob's your uncle.
Bob is my uncle.
Is
I
Bob
have
your
a
uncle?
Bob. I have an Uncle Bob too.
I don't have an Uncle Bob, but Bob's your uncle. And I say that. And I've never said it until I came up here because we would never
up north
say
thing.
that in Texas. I don't know what we would say because I don't know what that is exactly, but Bob's your uncle is a phrase that I don't think makes any sense.
You know
what does it mean exactly?
I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking about, though? It is a phrase, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Bob's your uncle.
I mean, can somebody that's listening go to comments and give us an
Listen, we
origin
need
story
eggnog recipes and
of
we need
Bob's your uncle?
phrases explained.
I think less than recipes, we need someone to volunteer.
I like
We
that
need
better.
someone who says,
volunteer.
I can do this. We have a staff team of 35.
That's right.
We gather on Tuesdays.
So many
at
eggs.
1.
so much milk.
Yeah. But I think we'd all give it in one dairy-free person. So
Yeah.
they might not be able to participate.
Yeah.
But
It's okay.
yep. We have a staff team of 34
If
dairy
somebody
consumers.
brings us homemade eggnog, I will buy dairy-free eggnog for the person that needs
That's
dairy-free.
good.
Let us know.
Okay.
Podcast at woodlandschurch.org. Jon, you're going to talk about year and giving on Sunday.
Yeah. That'd be great.
A small percentage of your gift.
Do you have a phrase that doesn't make sense?
I don't, but a phrase I
Me neither.
really like using is, well, you know what they say? And then just leaving it there.
Yeah.
Without any resolution.
Who's they or what are they saying?
Who are
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
But implying that I have a secret phrase or I have
Yeah.
the knowledge of a phrase that
Yeah.
would apply perfectly here. And you're like, oh, I wish I knew that.
Yeah.
But I don't. I don't have any phrases. I
Now, if
just
he
like
ever
using
uses
the
that
phrase.
on us, we'll be like, shut up, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are they, Dave?
You know what they say.
Who are
Well,
they?
who
What do
are
they
they?
say,
Bob.
Dave?
What
Bob
is
says
it?
it. Bob
So-
the uncle.
Bob's the
So
uncle.
people usually ask a clarifying question. You say, what do they say? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just using words.
If I have to tell you, then you would understand.
Yeah. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. So, well, good. This has been Cabin Conversations. We are, excited for this Advent season. And I'm reflecting, what do you think, Whitney? It'll be the 23rd will be the Tuesday that we would record on.
Yeah, I'm taking the last 2 weeks of December off.
Yep. My kids are off too, so I won't be there. So we will have
2 more.
2 more weeks of Advent.
And actually, Gabby and Keely are in next week. I'm not. I'm out.
Oh,
So you have a guest, right?
Okay.
You set that up. We talked about that.
yeah, but
in
it's,
text.
I was just looking at the schedule and being like, what did I do? Anyway, this is an offline conversation.
This is a regular podcast that might return next week or the following.
If
We'll
everyone
see.
could just hold on. We're getting out our calendars. And
Hopefully we'll be back next week.
Yep.
I hope that can happen.
the
And then-
following week, yes.
Yeah, joy,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah,
all
joy.
right.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we'll see you guys all when we see you next. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bob's your uncle.